Welcome back to another episode of the Caffeinated Librarians, Mayapack Public Library's pop culture podcast. Today we're doing our very last fantasy film, which is my pick, Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. So, it's one of my favorite movies that have come out in the last couple of years. I think it's a really fun time. It was directed by John Francis Daley, who probably is a very familiar name to at least us in this room. He was on Freaks and Geeks when he was younger. He was on Bones for a really long time. And he's also one of... Yes, he was Sweets on Bones. Mm-hmm. He's also one of the writers on the movie, too. His other writers are Jonathan Goldstein, who's the other director, and Michael Gillio, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then it stars Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Regé-Jean Page, and then we have Justice Smith, like we had for Halloween. This is a much sillier role for him. Sophia Lillis.
To see him have a good time.
Yeah. Hugh Grant, Chloe Coleman, and Daisy Head. So.
Shout out Hugh Grant. Very funny.
Yeah, he was very funny in this. So our plot follows Edgin and Holga after they break out of prison to go find Edgin's daughter again.
Also, like,
I love it.
Jonathan. Jonathan is an Eric Hoker. He's a Birdman.
Yes.
And he has big NPC that the DM put in there without thinking too hard energy. And then the players become obsessed with it and are like, wait, what's his name? And they have to come up with something on the spot. And they say, I don't know, Jonathan.
Yeah. He does. I love that entire opening scene where he's like going through why they're in prison and just constantly harping on Jonathan, and then turns out they want to use him for a prison escape. But I love that as they're jumping out the window, they're like, but we approved your pardon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you just waited.
It was really funny.
I also like how she checks up. Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah, he's still breathing.
He's fine. Let's go.
But I love how they say his name, almost as if they were expecting it. It's just so. Oh, that scene took me out.
Oh, Jonathan!
I was also like, this is jumping ahead a little bit, but can we talk about it? Because we were talking about it before we were recording. The Red Dragon. Can we talk about how chunky and adorable that dragon is?
Love that guy.
And when he appears, I burst out laughing. I was like, "Oh my god, this is the best thing ever!" Because I thought he was going to be huge. Then he just flops out.
I mean, he is huge.
Yeah, but I thought not like circumference-wise, just like in stature. And I was like, "Oh my god, you're so cute!" And just like belly surfs and starts eating all of the. I was laughing so hard.
It's so good.
And how they're commenting on him and how he can't jump on the bridge once it's broken. He's like,
I love the additions of just like classic D&D things in this.
Yes.
Like we see so many different classes, but we also see lots of races. Like we see the Tabaxi, which are the cat people. Yes. Mm-hmm. We see the Bloodborne from that first scene because those are our dragon people.
Yeah, they pull a lot from like the classic kind of setting,
yeah,
like the Red Wizards and everything. That they drop in. They're at Baldur's Gate. Sort of
I know.
Yeah.
It's fun. Even the characters from the bad '80s animated series pop up in the crowd scenes.
Yeah.
So.
Aren't they the characters in the maze when they're doing the maze in the arena?
I like the addition of the creatures too, like the brains. Mm-hmm. I love the brains.
I love
the chest with the teeth, but the panthers at the end were my favorite.
The gelatinous cube.
Yes. Yeah.
That's an actual thing in.
Yes, it is.
It's the displacer
really good.
beast, the panther in the maze.
It's just animated really well.
And can the panther project itself? Is the panther the one doing the projecting?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, with the little creepy things that are growing out of its back.
Yeah.
I like.
That reminds me of like Venus flytraps.
Interesting.
That's what I thought
it's
too,
like
actually.
Yeah.
I like that the little like feely whisker things on them shake. Mm-hmm. It really just is animated really well.
There is really good CG in this movie. All the creatures look great, but there is also a lot of really cool practical effects. Like again, bringing up Jonathan. He looked great, and that was just a costume, and like the little baby Tabaxi they saved.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it's adorable. I know there were so many cute things, and I like, and it's pronounced Zenk. Is how it's
Zenk. Yeah.
I like how
He's rocked.
Yeah.
how Edgin is just so determined to find fault, but he rescues the baby from the fish. He does this.
Because
It's
he
just
is
so
true
perfect.
good. Like that he
Yeah, and he's also so handsome.
Yeah,
Shout
and
out to that actor.
he is the NPC the DM puts in there, like, look, just follow this guy, and he'll steer you right.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part about this film, and I felt the same way watching it now as when I watched it for the first time in theaters. It feels like my friends playing D&D.
Yes.
That is my favorite part about it, because it's silly, but it also has like some heartfelt moments, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
But-
every character gets their nice arc, everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just like, oh, damn, this is just, like, great playing. This, yeah.
And I was trying to look at it more through like a critical lens this time, and I feel like you can tell when someone rolls like a nat 1.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really great.
Yeah, Simon just has really bad rolls.
Yeah,
That's
he
his
does,
problem. Like,
But he finally
Make the
gets
grass
there.
smell, which I appreciate.
That was
spell.
funny.
Because I love
Prestidigitation.
freshly cut grass, so that spell would have impressed me. Like you just.
yeah, you can do.
that.
You can. That is a spell in D&D.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, all of this-
Prestidigitation. Jesus Christ.
You got
But
it.
yeah, whatever. You can make harmless smells. You can do little
Okay.
little
You don't
sensory
like bad
things.
smells.
Oh, okay, but I liked the grass. I appreciated that because I like freshly cut grass.
I really love how much, because very clearly, oh god, what is it? Is John Francis Daly is his name.
Okay.
He's a D&D nerd. Like
Yeah.
because I watched interviews afterward and did some like article reading when I first watched it, because I was like sitting there watching the credits and I was like, no. It is not. No, this is a different one. It's got to be a different one. But no, he's like super into D&D and he loves it. And this is like his bread and butter. So he really went all out and
Well,
like
I mean, you
was
can
able
tell
to put
that.
a lot. It's
I'm sorry. I mean, you could tell that there was a lot of heart put into this. You could tell that the movie doesn't take itself too seriously at all.
well, that's yeah. Like what I was saying is he really loves it and was able to inject that into it
Yeah.
and make it feel like you and your friends playing D&D.
I loved one of the scenes that I really loved because of so many like moving parts was when they cast that spell hither
Thither.
yeah, and it's when they're like
It's
they
a hither
take,
thither thing.
yeah, and they're taking the painting and they're making it into a portal.
Yeah.
I just loved that entire sequence. Like when they're riding in the carriage, there was just something about it that I loved so much.
Yeah, the heist
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say it was like a heist movie. Just
Yeah.
Yeah,
fancy
it's
all
just
that
so
stuff.
cool.
Again, like a lot of times in D&D, it's like, all right, here are your powers. Figure it out. Figure out a
Yeah.
way to jerry rig this so you get into where you need to get to.
I also like when the painting just falls over. He goes, "What's going on?"
And that was a terrible role.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like it says like someone must have just like who would put it that way? I liked it. It felt so. It was just really funny. It was such a great scene. I liked it so much. There were so many funny moments, like, and I know this is jumping ahead, but I don't care. When Doric wails on Sophina.
Oh my! It's so funny.
And it's like, I think
so
she's
funny.
good. And it's like, boom, boom. Like, I lost it.
Love the druid stuff. Where
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orc becoming animals, and because druids, and that was the first class I played in D&D. Always going to
Yeah.
feel a connection there. But yeah, and it's just, the class is so fun because you can just become animals and beat people
Yeah.
up.
The
and you
owl
get-
bear is cute. That's a cute combo. Like the owl.
I
yeah.
like the owl bear.
I like the owl bear.
So cute. Yeah, it was just so funny because she just like punches her 2 more times and says, "Okay, I'm good now."
Yeah, it was really funny.
It was. But I like Sophina too. Like I like her character. I liked her costume. I liked how when she puts her, it's probably not called a hood. It's probably called something else, and it just changes. Is it called a cowl? No, it's a hood.
her hood.
I think it's a hood,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was something fancy. And she puts it down, and then it just turns a blood red color when she pops
Oh,
it back
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I like that. I like also when, what's his name?
Hugh Grant's character.
Yeah, thank you.
Forge.
Yeah, when he says my tea, can you? And she sticks her fingers. Oh well, you're
He's like,
doing
oh,
that.
I didn't think you were gonna put your finger in it.
I just like it, just like a lot of like funny moments. Yeah, I liked her character, and I couldn't place her. I was like, why does she look so familiar? And then I realized she was in Shadow and Bone, the Netflix series. She played Genya Saffin. I was like, she looks so familiar,
That makes sense.
but I could not place her, and I was like, I gotta look it up. So yeah, it was. I love that moment. Just like sticks her finger in there. It's
It's
very
so
real.
funny.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
oh, I didn't realize you were gonna stick your
Yeah.
finger in there. Just
I like the magic in this movie
Yeah.
because it's not just like, they go, boo, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, the choreographer is for Justice Smith, especially. They worked in like sign language stuff to
Oh,
it,
that's
which I
very
think is really
cool.
cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love that. So my first class ever was a sorcerer, and I love that he sucks at it.
Yeah.
Because I did too, because you do. You're like, oh, I could do this. Oh, that did not go the way I thought it was going
He
to.
just lacks confidence.
Yeah, I feel like he might even be a wild magic sorcerer, and
Yeah.
that's what's screwing him.
I mean, it works out eventually, and he, like, gets his stuff together.
Oh, he is
Yeah.
actually a wild magic sorcerer.
Yeah?
So yeah.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah,
makes
with
more
that
sense.
one, with a lot of spells, you have to roll D100, and
Yeah.
whatever you get happens.
Yeah.
And that's not so good sometimes.
No. Yeah. The attention to detail was really, really nice and really appreciated.
Yeah.
But also, Chris Pine is my favorite Chris of all of the Chris's. And he is just a delight in
He
this.
is. He's hilarious.
He fits the bard so well.
Oh my god. Yeah.
He's so good. One of my favorite scenes when I first saw it was when he's like distracting them and it's Simon creating like the figment of him and then it starts to go haywire.
That's my favorite scene in this movie.
Yeah, it's so
The
funny.
first time I saw it, I died laughing.
It
Can we
just
talk
is.
more about the Harpers? Are they an actual class or an
They're,
organization?
They're
they
an
are
organization.
an organization in the lore. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've never actually played within like the like
No.
Wizards
Oh,
of the
okay.
Coast setting, so
Okay.
I don't know what happens
Oh,
there.
Baldur's
character-
Gate. Well, I've played Baldur's Gate. Like I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3, and the Harpers have a very big role in Act 2 of that game.
Okay.
So they are an organization in the lore of Legends of the Sword Coast. I've never personally played a table game with them in it, so.
So are they like just like essentially almost like they're not like are they knights or like because I was a little confused as to what they do exactly.
No, they're not really
No.
knights.
I'm trying to think of a way to like.
They're good Samaritans.
Well,
They're like they're like if
Okay.
the Masons did good
Thank you,
deeds.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
trying to think of the organization. Thank you for putting a name to what my brain was doing.
Okay.
So I usually do not play someone that has good in their alignment at all, usually. So the Harpers are very far from what I'm used to, but you also have, like, they're not the only organization. You have organizations of, like, assassins or, like, poisoners and things
Okay.
like that. So
All right.
it's one of those. And it can be part of your backstory, and then you can do more research and add it.
Okay.
And it informs who they are as a person. So, like, what I do appreciate that you can tell what their alignment is and these characters because they play to it.
Yeah.
And I love that so much.
So like the witch lady, she'd be like evil,
True evil.
chaotic, right?
I'd say true evil would
Yeah.
be me, but
So like if you were to play as like that character though, how would you ever like? That's what I don't get. Like with like
most DMs don't let you play evil characters because it creates problems for the you know
Yeah.
like generally the rule I go with and my friends go with is your character has to want to be part of a party. Like your character has to have at least kind of similar goals. They can be, they can have different views on everything, and but they can't be just like
true
killing people
evil.
for fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the only time I was ever allowed to be chaotic evil was when I was a plant in the party, and I was sent there by my guild to destroy their mission. So,
oh
yeah, very
Why?
fun.
That is fun when you do plant stuff.
Yeah.
Why?
yeah, why?
Because I wanted to, one, it was fun, but also my character wanted to become like a member of the guild. So
Oh.
I had to destroy their mission and make sure, because my guild was behind all of the murders going on. So I had to make sure that they could continue to murder people. I usually do like true neutral or neutral evil, where I'm not, like, I don't care what you're doing. Personally, yeah, I'm going to kill that guy to get the information I need.
Nice.
But then the other people in my party who might be like neutral good are like, maybe we don't do that. Maybe we don't kill that person. And then they stop me. But I'm not there to like screw up their mission either. I have my own self-serving goals for why I'm part of the party.
I forget what I was when we did our failed one here.
You were
a Lionel.
Yeah, I think you were like chaotic, good or chaotic neutral.
with a milk addiction.
Oh, okay.
Milk addiction?
Yeah. I did the same character I did for the other job. Then, all right. Yeah. Yeah. I was a Leonin barbarian with a milk addiction. Yeah.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
I always play my character chaotic neutral because it's fun.
Yeah. I like being able to do what I want, but also usually your DM will award you additional experience points if you follow your alignment.
Oh, you guys do experience points?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Like there was one when I was doing that where I was trying to destroy their mission where I did just murder like a bunch of people to keep them quiet. Nice. And at the end, because my party did find out that I murdered all these people because they found the bodies. And because that was a really bad roll. My DM was like, thank you for continuing to follow your alignment. Here's some extra experience points.
And no one in your party figured it out beforehand?
What?
That you were a plant, like was suspicious?
No, I was already chaotic and evil. Like, that's just my character.
Yeah.
They had no idea.
And you have to do, when you get to scenes of you killing people, they have to pretend they don't hear it.
Yes.
It's that stuff. You have to keep the dramatic irony going.
Yeah. Well, it's because everyone in the room can't know. That's one of the things with D&D. You can't let what you hear your DM doing with another player inform your decisions because your character has no idea that it's going on.
Yeah. No idea.
Which can be very difficult. But my favorite part about this movie is it did feel like me and my friends playing D&D, where it's like stupid solutions that work so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they're trapped under the water because the dragon is there, but also the dragon's kind of failing at breathing fire, so he's just like releasing
that was really funny.
Flammable gas.
Yeah.
And he figures out a way to make the cave blow up using Simon's finger.
Oh, so cute. But what I do like too is how supportive they are in their own way, or like Edgin, how supportive he is. Because Simon, it essentially is he lacks confidence. Mm-hmm. That's what it ultimately is. Because he's able to achieve the power, he can use the helmet, which I really liked. And I liked the reveal at the end that the troublesome old man is him. Mm-hmm. So often what holds you back is yourself, not anyone else. So I liked that. And I like how just supportive everyone is in their own way. Like, so that's what I appreciate. I liked Simon's character. Because when we were playing D&D, that's how I felt. Because I was like, I am screwing this up. So like I did not feel that confident in any. I like Simon.
The thing is with D&D is even if you screw up, that's like fun most of the time. Because it's just you're just answering to the dice.
It's okay to screw up because that's one of the problems.
Because then people die.
No.
Yeah, and then they die.
Yeah, and then you get a diamond and you revivify.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't have to be permanent. Sometimes it is,
No,
but
as supernatural teaches us.
Yes. We're like, death just can't be taken seriously.
Like rolling his eyes at me. Yeah.
I'm scared we're inching toward becoming a supernatural podcast.
Why?
That's when I resign.
Too many
Don't
of us.
worry. We're not going to do it. Don't worry.
I mean, it's not Tuesday, so it's fine.
Yeah. I also did like the makeup. Like, especially for Safina. I like the runes on her head, which I'm assuming are the writing of the language that they speak, which I looked it up because I was curious because I'm that nerd. It's Thoras is the language. It's the language that her people speak. So I'm assuming those runes are the written language. I don't know. Anyway, I liked the costuming and that.
I do have a question for those that play D&D. Mm-hmm. So
Sure, hit me with it.
I know you're feeling it. When Simon initially puts on the helmet and looks at Doric, do you think he's seeing the fact that she's like part demon, and that's why she has all of the things flowing out of her, or is it just a distorted reality?
She's part demon.
She's a tiefling.
She's a tiefling.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm not sure. I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
So
That's what I was thinking.
That was my initial reaction.
Okay. Glad, same page.
Yeah.
Also, the first time I watched it, I was like getting a little mad. I was like, what is her other tiefling trait? she's got the horns, but she needs 2. So what is the other one? Then eventually you see her tail. And I was like, okay, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, she has a tail.
Yeah, that's how you know I know. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
You have to have 2 traits. So usually I'll do like
okay.
a tail and my skin will be a fun color, or
Oh,
like horns,
okay.
something like that. But it's because you're part demon.
At first, I thought the tail was something she grew, so 'cause especially in the carriage scene where she's trying to.
Yeah, she's a druid.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was something she gave herself, not something she was inherently born with. But never mind. Forget that. That's just. I don't.
It works for her character either way.
Yeah, it's really cool. I did like the scene where they go through the gelatinous cube, and she basically assures them everything is going to work out. It takes it like that's how also I love that they all have faith in one another. Like they rib at one another, but ultimately like they're jumping into a gelatinous cube that's going to slowly
Dissolve them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it feels like playing D&D with your friends.
Yeah, it's real. I like that scene too. I like it. I like how they also like. Especially at that point, well, she's not handicapped anymore. She no longer has the bracelet on her wrist.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're magically handicapped and they're still able to overcome the obstacles, I appreciate too. Because also, like, it shows that you're using your knowledge, your brains, and I liked that too. Because I was like, oh, how are they going to work this out? I also like the chest because it reminded me of Delicious in Dungeon.
The
Their chest with the
imitation.
teeth.
Yeah,
mimics.
The
Because,
mimic beast.
yeah, like that's what it reminded me of,
Well,
only
and
less
it-
gross, sort of.
Yes, the mimic beasts are in Dungeons and Dragons, so it's
Yeah, so I was like, oh, like it's a mimic. That's what I thought of. I was like, oh, that's so cute, sort of. But it was also kind of gross. Yeah, but yeah, there were a lot of great moments. I like it. I also like when you first meet Doric and you think it's the girl tied to the tree, and Simon and his love is like, no, that's Doric. And she's like in that owl bear thing. I think it's so cute how like in love he is with her, and she does everything so well. I like it. Yeah, I like the two of them. I'm glad that Doric gives Simon another chance.
yeah.
They're so cute together. Oh my god.
It's very sweet. But now he has the confidence.
Yes.
And that was her problem with him.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of funny moments. I like the conversations that they have, because you can tell it's people that have been with each other for a while. So yeah, I like also the scene when they all sit on the rock together, and Simon goes, "I would sit on the rock, but there's no room."
I gotta say, the fight scenes in this movie too are like really well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Like when Holga is like beating people up, it's sick.
Yeah. It looks really good.
And it has attributes to her character because she's a barbarian.
Yeah.
So she fights like a barbarian.
And I was wondering, did the actress, because she's done her own stunts before, right? Like in the action films that she's been in.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if she was doing her own in this film too.
I mean,
wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I love Bradley Cooper's little cameo.
A little cameo.
Literally.
Like literally cameo.
Yeah, no, I like that he just comes in to play a tiny man who exclusively dates really big women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he's so understanding too.
I know,
Yeah.
they play him so straight and
Yeah.
so nice and
Yeah.
normal, and that's the funniest part about
Yeah.
it. It's just-
Yeah, because you really expect a punchline somewhere.
Yeah.
And there really isn't
It's just,
one.
here's Tiny
Somehow.
Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's like, I
just a
hope
really
you're
nice
happy. Like,
No.
genuinely.
Well, that's even she who is quick to temper is completely understanding too.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna hit the other girl that he's with. Like for a moment, I
Yeah.
thought she was gonna just. Oh, that's so sweet though.
But no, she's just like, I'm glad you're happy.
Yeah.
You deserve to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess her tribe was the only one that had issues with dating outsiders, because the village itself, that's a barbarian village too, right?
No,
Or
she
no?
was exiled from her tribe.
So the woman that he's currently dating.
Is
Is
not,
somewhere else.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
not part of her
Okay,
tribe.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
She's got a thing for large women. That's all.
She has a thing for tiny men.
Yeah.
Because Holga gets with whatever like court guy that is
Yeah.
at the end.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I remember that.
I love it. I think it's very cute. Yeah.
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 I just loved all the little funny one-liners too. I mean, mostly
There's a
from
lot of
Chris
them.
Pine.
Yeah.
like the scene where the brains are walking by him, and he's like, they're attracted to not sight or sound, but like your brain power or whatever he says.
It's like your intelligence.
Yeah, and then as they walk by, they don't even stop. And he's like, well, that was a little insulting.
Yeah.
I thought they would at least stop by Zen, because I thought that was weird that they didn't even stop by him. So we're supposed to assume he's.
I think because he's higher up.
Also,
he was like up on a rock.
he doesn't necessarily have to be intelligent to be good at his job.
Yeah.
That's true.
He strikes me as sort of head empty. He's just really good at doing what he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I did like that moment.
Like, isn't there a bit where he just kind of walks off in a straight line?
He does. It goes over the
Yeah.
rock, and Chris Pine's like, I love
gonna
how
go around
straight he walks. Yeah.
Is he gonna go around it? Nope. He's jumping right over it.
It's just really funny.
Yeah, really well written.
Yeah.
Very funny.
The performances are phenomenal
Yeah.
from anyone and everyone. But I think, for me personally, Chris Pine stole the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
He's just so good. And I love, he is the bard, so he can't really do much.
Yeah.
He's there to help formulate the plans, and when they inevitably go wrong,
Yeah.
try and find a solution to fix everything.
So once we have the plan, what do we need you for? He's like, well, the next plan.
Yeah.
I'm like, when that plan fails, I have another one. And she's like, so you make plans that fail?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
I love it.
I know he's in a lot of movies, but like this dude should lead a lot more blockbusters. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, he's a really good lead. Like,
Yeah.
He is.
He's an
And
underrated actor.
He's
Yeah.
perfect for like, comic action movies.
Yeah.
He can do it.
He is.
You need that level-headed person in a team to formulate the plans.
Yeah.
So I think it's an important role. I felt so bad, just like, and I create the plans for the plans that fail. I thought it was nice though, because you
it was
need
so
that
funny.
person in the friend
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
I do love, though, every time he lies and then things go wrong and they're like, you lied. And he's like, well, I mean, I didn't think I was lying. I did believe in you. It's just so good. So I like that he is like a good person.
Yeah.
He just he's a normal person too. He has
Yeah.
a lot of flaws, and I love that for him.
And was the dragonfly character supposed to be the wife's spirit, keeping an eye on him, or just
I think
random
it's-
dragonfly?
I think it's a nod to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there was any deeper meaning to it other than just her telling him
It's
it's
just me.
time to let her go.
Yeah, I like that they used the tablet to save Volga.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very
That's
nice
better.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how mad she is.
You wasted it on me. She wakes up and goes, "You didn't use it on me." Yes, they did.
Oh, I liked when the scene where Sophina like wakens the stone dragon at the end, how it because she's distracted, it goes dead, and Chris Pine's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be
Yeah,
tough.
she broke her concentration.
Yeah.
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 Once we learn consistently how important concentration is.
Yes.
And is that also a thing in D&D where you can take someone's concentration?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you
Alright.
get hit by certain attacks, it will break your concentration.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
You'll
Alright.
drop the
Then it
spell.
fails. Yep.
I liked the moment when they defeat her time warp, or probably it's not called that.
The
But
time
that
warp?
Time freeze.
time freeze. When they defeat that spell, I like that moment too. How the daughter like was utilized, how he included her.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning it's like it's too dangerous, but he actually included his daughter this time in the
Yeah.
plan,
Yeah.
which I really liked. So yeah, a lot of good moments. I like the way things were choreographed. There were so many good moments in this film. I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It was just visually beautiful. Like
Yeah.
like I said, the attention to detail is very appreciated.
Yeah.
It was just good.
Yeah, I was really surprised with how good a lot of it looked. Like it's a really good melding of practical and computer generated effects, and that's how you do it.
Yeah. And
so everyone who's a Fae, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be that person. They're always dead or undead.
This is stuff I don't
Sorry,
know
like, I
about.
don't-
This
this
is
is Red Wizard stuff, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I think he just made everybody dead in that
Yeah.
realm.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Jank got away, but that was about it.
Okay. Alright. Because I did like the makeup effects, like when she shows her like dead form or whatever, and then he comments on her breath.
Oh yeah. It's very
I liked the makeup and the costuming and everything like that. It was really good.
I love the bit where they're raising the dead to ask questions.
Yes.
And they keep
it's
messing
so
it up.
funny.
So
Yeah.
great.
Like, does that count as a question? Yes.
Why'd you say it as a question?
It's just.
But
really-
that's tricky because I know, like, when I was watching Critical Role,
Yes.
there's a scene where the one of the characters casts that spell where you only have a certain amount of words to like for that spell, so you have to phrase your questions carefully. That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah.
Did anyone stay for the end credit scene?
Yes.
No, there's an end credit scene.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's still there.
He's still there,
Oh,
waiting for another question.
messed up.
It's really funny because he's like, "That was question 5," and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "That was question 4." Please don't.
That's
That
all.
whole sequence was very funny.
Yeah.
I like the guy that was split in half. Like, where it says, "Take it," it's, and he goes. So in other words, you don't remember anything, and then he lifts it. And you see the other half is just gone. I like that. It's just so funny. Yeah, that was a good scene. That was done so well.
Oh. So when they first got to set, they had the cast sit down and play actual D&D
D&D.
to
Oh, that's
get
great.
them in the headspace and get them acquainted.
I love
That's
that.
great.
That makes a lot of sense for how their performances are. Yeah.
But that's such a an inventive way of getting the actors
Yeah.
into their characters. I like that.
That's what makes it feel so accurate. Honestly, it was just. I felt like it was a love letter to D&D fans.
Yeah. I was gonna say, and we have a writer and director who
Love it.
loves it, and
Yeah.
you know,
And you can tell.
His
Yeah, it
first
helps.
big role was a D&D kid. So.
yeah.
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 I don't. Has anyone else watched Freaks and Geeks?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Amazing show.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I feel like I've
It's
seen
so
bits
fun.
and pieces of it, but never all the
it's
way
just
through.
very fun.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson's in it.
Yeah, there's so many stars
Yeah.
in it. You know, Seth Rogen, James Franco.
Vincent Siegel.
Yes.
Yeah. Even isn't Ben Stiller shows up at some point? And,
Yeah, no, it's just it's a murderer's row.
Yeah.
Before all of them
Yeah.
got really big. Like,
Nice.
The problematic guy, what's his name? Shia LaBeouf's,
Oh yeah.
right? As a
Shia
little
LaBeouf's.
kid. Before he was problematic, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very funny show. But yeah. I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. It's just good. It was just good. Full stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think also
This
it
is-
proved too, because like for someone like I don't know really anything about D&D, I was still able to enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
think it's
the,
exactly, yeah.
That's the thing. There's a
So-
lot of stuff that like is for the D&D heads in there, but it doesn't take away from anything. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, you know, if you've played it, you're like, I know that spell, haha. Like,
Yeah.
But Joe's right. Yeah. It also, I think, creates more D&D fans.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's also...
Yes.
My biggest problem sometimes when playing D&D is that other people take it too seriously and then they suck all the fun out of it. Because
Yeah.
D&D is made so that you can screw up and it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you roll a nat 1, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just whatever you wanted to do, not gonna happen.
Right.
And that's how it's designed. It's a game.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have fun with your friends. And I felt like this movie embodied that, where
Yeah.
it didn't take itself too seriously and didn't alienate the people that are just trying to get into it, because that's the point, is you want more people to enjoy it and have fun with it.
Yeah, I D&D, I feel like in the past 10 years or so has definitely shifted to less of a stat nerd perspective and
Yeah.
more of like a,
Yeah.
I guess like, for lack of a better term, like Tumblr and Tumblr adjacent audience, where
Yeah.
like people are doing this for fun with characters and like riffing and that kind of deal,
Yeah.
instead of like, I've min-maxed this character to do maximum damage and I here are the equations to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like 5e is very light on the math. Which,
Mhm.
yeah, I recommend 5e. It's good. I don't know what they're cooking up a new one, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm very skeptical.
But it's definitely, it's made so that you can have fun despite if you feel like you're screwing up. That's
No, it's just I've had bad experiences with playing games with people where it's like you're getting way too like my own family is a perfect example. as Katie knows.
I do. Yes, I do.
They just get way, and I'm like, okay, I'm stepping out now because so I've had bad experiences where if like you mess up, like you ruined everything. So, yeah.
That's the point of D&D though, is you're
Yeah.
gonna mess up,
Yeah.
and then you got to figure out how to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, what if you accidentally hit the wrong person because you roll poorly, and then you piss off more than one dragon? Like, it can happen.
Yeah.
There was one game where we ended up stealing someone's wolves. Like, they went to attack us, and then we adopted one of them, and then we
Aw.
just ended up all stealing their wolves, even though we were not there to steal these people's pets. It's just what we left with. And it's funny.
Well, I mean,
And
I
it's
have
fun.
a good example. Last night, I was trying to do something, and I rolled a 3, and it didn't work. It didn't work. Not at all.
It just happens. You are at the mercy of the dice.
Yep.
And
So you know what, Simona? You just have to try again. And not put so much pressure on yourself to think that you're messing up when you can't mess up in Dungeons and Dragons. It's not that type of game.
And I just want to let our audience know we have a ton of D&D rule books here.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
It's free for you to take out and play around with. Yeah, like check them out. They're cool. I don't know how often they go out here, but like they should go out more. 'cause
Yeah.
those things are expensive.
they're so
They are.
expensive. Yeah.
I've actually flipped through like when I've been on desks. They're like highly detailed. They're great to even look
Yeah.
at. I like the art.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I'll confess
Yeah.
is why I mostly look through them. Yeah, we have a lot of great D&D books with the rules and everything that you should
We
definitely
do.
check out.
We
and
have-
we also have an adult D&D group.
Mhm.
Yes, I run a D&D adult program on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we rating this film?
We have to rate it out of something. What are we thinking?
Loot.
I was going to say
Oh, I like that. How many loots are we going to give this?
Who wants to go first?
Lou?
5. Very much enjoyable. I liked it a lot. It was funny. Not much else can really be said. I thought it was great. Yeah. It's a shame there won't be a sequel.
Yeah. Well, a 5 out of 5 loots. Yeah. It's an enjoyable ride, a good romp. I like when just as not an avid D&D player, but like I love it, I enjoy it immensely. But to see when things go wrong and be like, you rolled poorly,
Yeah.
it's just great.
Well, it's my pick, but
Yeah.
I'm giving it 5 out of 5. What I like so much about it, besides it literally feels like playing D&D with your friends and you're just watching it unfold in front of you, and it is all of the aspects of D&D I love, where things go wrong but you figure it out, and at the end of the day you still get your mission completed. It's also a film where all of the jokes still land
Yeah.
after seeing it multiple times. They still
Yes.
land. It's still funny. It's still enjoyable. And I love it. And the performances really sell it. It's just so good.
Yeah, I'd give it a 5 too. Like, it's a great film. I really enjoyed it. A lot of great moments.
I'm giving it a 4.5. This is a banger.
Yeah.
Go watch this. Y'all have fun.
And it is available for checkout. You can get the DVD. We own a copy, and it's also other copies are owned in the system too. So
Yep.
check it out if you haven't already.
Okay. We'll be back next week with...
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Who knows
real-
what order these series are
Something
coming
real
out.
good.
We've got like 3 in storage right now, so we'll see.
Yeah. That's true. All right.
Bye.
Bye.